going to show you on this part of the video is what I do with my say cheese. So this is my cut file that I've bought. You've seen now how I cut it out, how I created this backing piece that this will sit on top of perfectly. Now you do have a few options when it comes to doing these titles. You can color this piece, you can do this piece in some colored cardstock, you can do all of those things. But today what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to use this title down the track, so I'm not wasting cardstock, whilst showing you guys how to do things. So I am actually going to use a couple of browns. So I'm going to use tea dye and I'm going to use ground espresso. Now these two colors are quite a way away from each other, but it gives me the opportunity to do some ink blending for you as well. So I am going to start off a little differently. I'm going to stick with simple. So I have my non-slip mat here to the side so that I can put my ink in it and I don't need to keep holding my ink pad as I'm blending. Now my brushes I use on, like I have two brown brushes, etc. So when it comes to reusing them, I just sort of do that. Get them a little bit clean. They don't have to be beautiful. What I learned is when I first got them, it took a bit to get the bristles kind of ink coated. So I don't get rid of that. I keep that on there. That way my next ink doesn't have to absorb through all of that before I get payoff out of it. So this is tea dye. You can see there it's nice and solid. I'm actually going to just do, because this is my backing piece, right? This is the piece that we are going to blend and put our other piece on top. So these blending brushes, if you're new to ink blending and you're not quite sure, is it going to work, is it not going to work? This is cheap Poppy Crafts cardstock. It's cheap and cheerful stuff. I get it from, it's Poppy Craft brand, and it's 240 GSM, and I get it from Crafts Online. It has no texture on it. I used to always use American Crafts white textured cardstock, but when you get into ink blending, sometimes you want it to be smooth like that so you can add the texture yourself. So yeah, just saying. Now, do I want that? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to blend over this word purely. Actually, I'm just going to make sure don't get any on that bit, because you know it's me, I'll do it, I'll stuff it up. Hey, if there's not a stuff up in a video, is it my video? Probably not. So now I've got that all covered, right? That's tea dye distress oxide. Now I'm going to come in and be a lot more careful, but I'm going to use my ground espresso. Ground espresso is she dark, mate. I'm telling you now, it's very dark. So you just need the slightest bit. Now I'm using my mini ink blending brush. You can see it's got a sort of a side on it. I'll come in closer for you because this is all real time. So I like to tap it on the edge and then just very, very gently whisper over the edge, just so you're getting a blended ink, you're not getting a blob. Does that make sense? So I'm just going around the very edges, and you never start with your blending brush. You never ever start with it on the actual piece that you're working on. So the actual word itself, I'm not coming in and touching there and trying to work it out. I'm doing it from the outside in. That way, if I come in a little bit too heavy-handed, it's on the very edge. It's out here. See how where I've tapped that, it's quite heavy. Had I have gone straight in, I probably quite easily would have, like I did just then. See how I did that? So now it's a little too thick there. So I'm going to go all the way around this. I'm going to grab a thicker blending brush. This is purely for time. I normally would go in totally with the smaller brush, but I'm trying to make these videos bite-size so you can quickly watch them. So these mini blending brushes, I really like them because I can concentrate colour in a certain spot. See how there I'm able to, so I'm getting a nice smooth blend with this brush, but I can come in and give you a bit extra in the middle and make it a bit darker, and that way you get a variegated colour. So I'm just doing this for the purposes of the video. And then I will show you the next piece. See, normally I would just fast forward this and it would look like I'm Superwoman and I'm blending this in a heartbeat, but I'm not Superwoman. I'm just like you. I'm just a mum that's decided to jump on YouTube and share the craft she loves the most. So, rightio. That's not the best blend, but stick with me. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, that's not going to work, but I've now got ink on there, so now I'm just going to come in here. As it dries, it will lighten a little tiny bit as well. Now, these are oxides, so you do have the option to wet them and oxidize them a little bit. Lift a bit of the colour off if you want. We might even do that on this one because it's say cheese. I'm just darkening this word up ever so slightly. Only just brushing across it like this. Oh, touched it. See? But don't worry, if you just keep going like that, it does still blend, but it's not ideal to go in straight on top of your word with your wet daub. Okay, so we're just going to leave it like that. That looks a bit messy, right? Not well blended, all the things. Now, because this is cheese, I'm going to also show you, which I'm sure we've all seen, this is very, very textured paper towel. Okay, where's my water? There it is. Because it's cheese, I'm going to do some blobbies on it. Because, you know, cheese can have, you know, like Swiss cheese. So when you do this, it will remove a little bit and then you will have added texture in your background on your title, right? So just going to leave it like that. Then what we're going to do is, you have got at this point several options. You have cut your letters out. Don't waste your mint tape, by the way. That will go on the cupboard and I will use that later. I do not waste any of this tape. It is amazing stuff. Now what we can do is, you've got the option, don't mind me, just while I pull this off here. These things you can do in fast forward and they look really cool, but they never look cool when I do them. Unless I'm fast forwarding. Then I look like Superwoman. Okay, so now you've got the option. You could just pop that down straight on there like that. Or you can raise it up. Now, if you have a look at, hang on, I really do want you to see how the ink blending doesn't have to be perfect. I want you to see that. So I'm going to, quickest way, I'm trying to think of the quickest way so I'm not keeping you, I try and keep these videos nice and short. Did I cut it through? No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. Why would I have? That would have made it look like I was Superwoman. I was trying not to cut too hard. I don't know why. I'm on a Cricut mat. It can cut hard. It doesn't matter. Right. This is what I was trying to do so you could see what it actually looks like. Once you remove that piece, oh, for heaven's sakes, just give me 1 second to cut this off. Gee whiz. Get that out of there. Ditch that. So all your mess is left on there, right? Now you're left with a nice, clean, perfect, this is a Cricut hook weeding tool. Best thing since sliced bread, let me tell you. I use it for so much. It's not funny. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let me just pull all that off for a minute. Now you've got stacks of options now. Now you have got your say cheese, right? You could add some foam and you could raise up your cheese and you could colour this a different colour. And then you could slightly offset it a little bit if you wanted to. So you've got a little bit poking down. You could raise it up. You could put acetate and you could put the acetate on the back of this, then add your foam to it, and then you can pop it down and you can make a shaker pocket with it. You could also just stick it straight on there just like that. You could also, if you wanted to, you can use, if you wanted to get lots of bang for buck out of your letters, you can also colour these, raise them up if you wanted to, like I do sometimes. You can do it that way, or you can raise them up and you can put just your letter on there. I can't grab it because I have no fingernails. I cut my nails because I can't stand the feeling of my natural nails. Ugh. Anyway, so you could do it like that. You could add the cheese on top like that. Totally your call. You do what you want, but this is how easy it is when you buy one simple cut file. Create the offset like this. Then you've got that option. You could add texture paste to this. You could run this through with an embossing folder through your embossing machine. You could, if you don't have an embossing folder, you could use a stencil and you could create texture on this. There is so many things you can do to make unique titles when you have a Cricut or a Silhouette. I keep saying Cricut, but when I say Cricut, I mean Cricut, Silhouette, Brother Scan and Cut. Pick your poison, whichever one you like, and that's it, guys. That's how you can do it. You can create, see how Say now has a bit of a drop on it. You can do that with it, and then you could trim through here. That's probably what I'll end up doing, and then I'll put the cheese even, but I'll do an offset with the Say. It's all unique, guys. You do what you want to do with it. All right. I am now going to go, and I'm not going to finish this off because this is a short video. You will see this title in another video down the track where I use it on a layout. Thanks for watching, guys. I will be back with you soon. Bye for now.